Hey, what is going on? It is your boy Saliva here, and I've got another Genshin Impact video for you today. Today I'm going to be covering artifacts, and I'm going to be covering uh, three beginner tips for artifacts, just to give you a little bit of insight. Um, I know artifacts are a very important part of Genshin Impact, and I feel like they're kind of misunderstood sometimes, and the game kind of doesn't really explain to you how to use them or how they work or really anything. Keep in mind, I'm still learning myself. Uh, for instance, I still don't really know how elemental mastery works. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. Now, let's go over to just go to Zhao. I'll be using Zhao as an example for most of these. Um, let's start with elemental goblets. So elemental goblets are very, very important in this game, and you'll probably be using them for the majority of your characters besides a select few. Obviously, the you're gonna need a goblet with the element that corresponds with the character you're putting it on. Usually, this is an offset piece, and I will elaborate on that later in the video. But yeah, for instance, I have an electro damage bonus on Keqing. I have geo damage bonus on Zhongli, pyro damage bonus on Hu Tao, and so on and so forth. Obviously, there are some outliers, like for instance Eula here. Um, Beginner players might think Eula is a cryo DPS. You need a cryo cup, but no, in fact, you need a physical cup because she is in fact a physical DPS. Most of her damage will be coming from physical damage and not cryo damage. Um, there are other outliers here, like you can easily put a cryo cup on Diana, but I'm running her with HP right here because her hourglass I'm running energy recharge because I'm really just using her as a shielder and a healer support. Now the reason these elemental goblets are so important is because they obviously contribute to the elemental damage that that character is putting out. You know, in terms of the corresponding element that your cup is. So for instance, because I have an Anemo damage bonus cup on my Zhao, if you go to his stats here and you scroll down, you'll see he'll have an Anemo damage bonus. And you might be wondering why he has 34% here, but then here it says he has a, what was it, 40, oh, that's, whoops, what was it, 49. Yeah, 49%. That's because of the set bonus, and I will also get into that in just a second. But yeah, like for instance, Zhongli, you want a geo damage cup, do more geo damage. You know, I I don't want to say it's obvious. It is very obvious for people that have been playing for a while, but for beginners, it might be kind of confusing at first. But the elemental goblets are probably the easiest concept to kind of grasp. You know, you kind of put whatever element you want them to put out more of. Obviously, if you put a pyro damage bonus on Tartaglia here, he's not doing pyro damage, so his pyro damage is not going to be increased because he's not putting out pyro damage anyways. So, pretty simple, but it'll really help you out a lot. Now, tip number two. Tip number two, I'm really just gonna really bust a misconception. It's not really a beginner tip, but it could give you a little more insight into how the artifacts work. Um, Basically, this has to do with goblets again. Uh, we already talked about the elemental goblets and how you want to put those on most of your characters. You don't want to waste this slot. Goblets are the only artifact that give you the elemental damage bonuses. And if you put something like, let's say, attack on there, it may look nice at first, that extra attack bonus, but it's not actually raising your attack by that much. And I'll tell you why. Um, let's take all of Zhao's artifacts off real quick. You'll see that his base attack is 831. Now, if we put this, where's it at? If we put this attack bonus hourglass on him, uh, he'll have his base attack raised by 34.8%. And if you multiply 831 by 34.8%, you will get, let's see, about 289. And, you know, if you X out here, you'll see right there in the top right corner, you'll see attack bonus of 289. Well, we've got a little message there at the top. I am filming this before Inazuma drops. So you'll see that we get the 289 base, not base attack. We'll get the 289 attack bonus added on to the 831 base attack that our Zhao already has. So some people get confused and they say, so if I put another attack percent on there, like this goblet right here, it'll raise my attack. It'll basically multiply my other attack and put it on. It'll stack is what I'm trying to say. But that is incorrect. Because as you can see, it doesn't actually raise our attack by that much. It only raised it by around 100%. You know, obviously the math is wrong. So if we take off this sands right here and we leave the goblet on, we'll see that the attack is only raised to 171, which is, you know, 20.6% of 831. So it doesn't stack. It just, every single stat that is on an artifact is just scaling off of your base stats. All the attack percentages is scaling off of your base attack. It's not gonna multiply, it's not gonna stack, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter how many it doesn't matter if you have an attack sands, an attack goblet, and an attack circlet. It's just gonna base it all off of your base attack. And it's not actually gonna raise it that much. Definitely not raise it enough to justify it taking attack percent over something like crit rate, crit damage, or an elemental damage bonus cup. So the third and final tip I have for you guys today is the set bonuses and how they work. So set bonuses are, as the name suggests, a bonus that you get from a artifact set, whether it be a 2-piece or a 4-piece. It gives you a bonus based on how many pieces of that artifact you have on that single character. A lot of beginners make the mistake of just going for the set right away and just putting on 4-piece, 2-piece, whatever. But what they don't realize is that this can actually harm your damage potential and, you know, how much damage you're putting out. For instance, here I have Hu Tao. I'm running her on a burst build, or I'm going to be. So I only have 1 piece of Noblesse that is actually usable. I have 2 4-stars here that are usable, and I'm using 2 off pieces. Now, if I were to switch her, so let's look at her stats real quick. 50 crit rate, 204 crit damage. If I were to switch her to a Noblesse set without looking at the stats, just going for the set bonus. Let's go right here. This is the first Noblesse circlet I see. Now, as you remember from earlier, attack percent, which is not ideal because it's only going off the attack percent that's on base. Also, attack percent isn't even good on Hu Tao to begin with. If you want me to make a Hu Tao guide in the future, please comment down below. So now I have my Hu Tao here with the desired artifact sets that I want for her, being 2-piece Crimson Witch, 2-piece Noblesse. But because we're going for the set bonus and not the stats on the artifact, it's going to take down my stats significantly. I only have a 19% crit rate now and slightly lower crit damage. Not too big of a hit there. But, yeah, I have a slightly higher attack. Okay, Hu Tao. I have a slightly higher attack here, but attack is not very ideal for Hu Tao. And as I said a couple minutes ago, or a couple seconds ago, if you want me to make a Hu Tao guide in the future, comment down below. I'll make a guide on any character. I'll build them, do a guide, it's whatever. Going for the set bonuses, should not be your first priority because they are a set bonus, just a bonus to put on top of the artifacts you already have. Most of the elemental goblets you'll be putting on your characters will be off pieces. So anyways, that's going to be it for the video today. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you want to see more content like this, more guides, more informational videos on Genshin Impact and how to improve your damage, comment down below and give me suggestions on, again, what I should make videos about. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my socials down in the description below. Thanks for watching.